Hello guys, so in the series Express Yourself, Art Journaling and Mixed Media for Beginners, we are going to talk about the stamps. So the three types of stamps that we have for backgrounds, focal points or sentiments, and the materials we can use with them. So for example, the first ones are for backgrounds. These are from Set Apter, and I absolutely love it. Sometimes you can use the background stamps as a focal points, but we will see that in a minute. So the focal points, we have that from Dina Walkley and the flowers from Altenew. And then for sentiments, we have the regular alphabet stamps. This is super cheap, so you don't really need expensive stamps. So now how we can use them? We can use them with our hands, let's say, for an imperfect impression, or we can use these plastic platforms for a more perfect one. Types of inks. We have distress inks that are water soluble, and then the permanent ones as a StazOn. Then we have acrylic paints, or even water-soluble pencils, or even watercolors. So let's see all the options. So the more regular way to use them is with the platform, so we get a better impression. And as you can see, that is almost perfect. And then for a mixed media purposes, with our hands, so we get that more interesting impression. So the distressing, you can stamp in a regular way, or you can add some water, and then you will have like a watercolor effect, which is really cool. And then, so there is also the embossing powers that I absolutely love. And the way you have to apply it is, first you have to stamp with another ink, a regular one. I would say a light color, so it's not gonna be visible after. Then we apply the embossing powers on top of it, and the first impression is gonna serve like a glue for the embossing powers. So now we have to take out the excess, and don't worry if there are imperfections, because then with a brush you can really take away those imperfections, and as I will do in a minute, you see, you can clean and have a perfect impression. And I don't like at all the perfection so I just take the brush to get out some of the power and make it even more imperfect. And the tip is to use the paper for collecting all the embossing powers. And now you have to use the flat gun to fix the powder onto the paper. As you can see, super cool. Okay, so now another way is with the acrylic paint. So in this case I am using the marker, and you can see that it's really cool. And the advantage is that for sure you will have acrylics, so you can use your acrylics for the impression. No need to buy the inks. And so we have another layer on our background. These backgrounds are made with the jelly plate. And here I am using the water-soluble pencil. And as you can see, I am dipping the pencil on the water, and then apply it into the stamp. And it's super imperfect impression, but this is what I want, is to add another layer on the background. So we are working the different layers on it, and I absolutely love it, the effect. Voila, we have another background. And as I like it a lot, what I will do is apply the same stamp onto one page that I had almost finished. So I will do the same as we did before. And I forgot to tell, with the acrylics especially, that it's super important that you clean the stamp afterwards, because if not, you create like some imperfections on the stamp, so you lose the pattern of the stamp. Okay, now for the focal points, you use the platform to get a better impression, and you have to press a little. You see that the camera is moving, and here you have your focal point. I like to use a lot of craft paper, so this is the paper that I am using, and so you have already prepared a focal point for your art journal. And as I said before, you can use the background stamps as a focal point, or vice versa, but you can see that we have created also another focal point for our art journal with the background stamp. Now, how we can use the watercolors with the stamps? So this Altenio stamps works in layers, so you have different layers for the different colors or shadows, etc. So I am applying first the watercolor on the stamp, and then I pass by with some water to create the effect that I like. So you see that I am creating like an abstract flower. We can leave it like this, or we can work more with the second stamp and in another color to create more depth on the flower. You see, so we do the same. We pass by with the water and we create like an abstract flower that can be our focal point, or we can cut it down and put it on the paper. And now for the sentiments, I use the ruler to get the straight line, and it's pretty easy. We work on the letter, and here we go, our sentiment. I like to start from the end, so especially when I have a specific space, because I can control if the letter fits inside or not. And here we go. Here it's a little big, so I am just cutting down. Imagine that I wanted to use it on that page. So here we go. And so you see we have the focal points that we have created with the different techniques. And then we have our backgrounds that we have created. So now we have to mix, right, to find the perfect background for our focal point. So imagine that you are creating your art journal page. So that could be the process. You choose your background and then you start collaging, right? So that's it for this week. I hope you like it. If so, please give me a thumbs up. You can also subscribe to my channel and follow me in my social media, and see you next time, guys. Bye.